We're going in on the Master Key System Part 4, and if you know anything about the Master Key System, this isn't your regular personal development book. This simplifies everything, and at the end of each chapter, there's practical advice. All the knowledge in the world is wonderful, but if we can't put it into application and use it in our lives, it's pretty much worth nothing. So the Master Key System makes sure that we take what we know and we actually use it in practice. This is a magnificent book, and we're going to go in Part 4, why what we do and what we think is what we are. So in previous chapters, we talked a lot about the conscious mind and subconscious mind, one mind with two different operations. Now we're going to go into why what we think and what we do is what we are. And a lot of the personal development information in the world is to help us control our reality, to control circumstances in our lives, get what we want, live the life that we want to live, experience what we want to experience. And in this book, we do not concern ourselves with effects in the physical world. The idea is to go to the source of effects, the things that precede the effects, influence that, and then we will see the effects turn out in our life. For example, there's a lot of jobs out there, like construction, that you can see building something. And that gets us familiar with the process of moving physical reality to get the things that we want. We have to build it, we have to make it, we have to construct it, use our hands and force, and use to manipulate this dense material of physical reality. That is not the case. There are higher powers that influence physical reality, and in this book, we're concerning ourselves with those higher powers to influence physical reality, to create change. We are not going to change effects by using effects to bring about the same effects. If you know, we try to change something in our lives, it stays the same, or we get the same variety, the same effect, but a different variety. With the Master Key System, we erase all of that. And in Part 4, what we are concerned with is what is the I in us. I and you are not your body. The body is a tool that we are using. When we say, I am going somewhere, we tell our body to go somewhere. It is under the influence and control of the I. And if we say that the mind is our I, well, we are observing our thoughts, and we can actually even tell ourselves what to think. So when we say I think, I can choose what to think. I can choose to think of sunshine and rainbows and flowers, and that is controlling the mind. So the mind is also not I. I is a higher cause, the spiritual aspect of ourselves. The I, our consciousness, the thing that is fueling this body, fueling our mind, is fueling our body, fueling our existence from birth. That is the I. And part of the Master Key System is to want things that are in harmony with everything else in the world. We cannot take advantage of anybody else. We can't take advantage of weak people, people who don't know, of ignorance. To do that is to take advantage of ourselves. Knowing that we are one and part of the whole. To take advantage of something else, for example, is like getting a flat tire and then taking the tire from the other side of the car and replacing it, and then putting that tire on the other side. It's part of the whole. We're all parts and pieces of the whole, and we should look to strive to bring prosperity and abundance, and what we want for ourselves, other people want for themselves too, and to bring forward solutions, options, goals, ideals that help everybody prosper, is to be in line with creation and to be in line with the creative intelligence that fuels the universe, to help our desires manifest quicker, to help our desires come about in a wholesome way. So we're not looking to take advantage of anybody or take anything from everybody else. If there is a transaction, both parties will prosper, ideally. So the thinking process, we talked about what is the I. The I is in our body, it's not our mind, it's not our personality. It is the spiritual side of us that is fueling our existence. And what we're doing here with the Master Key System is constructively thinking, right? We have thoughts all day long. when we're going about our routine, when we're getting ready in the morning. For example, when we got ready this morning, do we remember which piece of clothing we put on first? Do we remember which leg we put through our pants first, or which which hand we used to comb our hair? These little things are subconscious activities that we are in cruise control for. And that is the subconscious mind operating. The subconscious mind controls things much deeper, including our blood flow, our breathing. Our eyes are staying lubricated all day long without us thinking to blink. Out of how many hours a day that we're awake, our subconscious mind is in the background operating 95% of our life, and it is taking care of a lot of the things that we take for granted, like growing our nails, taking care of our skin. If we need to heal something, the subconscious mind acts right away, and it does that for us. Conscious thinking is on the surface level of reality of what's happening. So for example, if something happens and we need to act differently outside of our routine, then our conscious mind springs into action and does its analytical research. It observes the scene, the situation, the circumstance, and will give us a direction to go in. Now, we can't do that all day long. That's a lot for the conscious mind to always be on. But some people are operating very much out of the conscious mind. But we need to hand these things over to the subconscious mind for it to be easy, for it to be normal. And how are we going to do this? We are going to do this by discipline, by disciplining our thinking of only thinking about things and circumstances that we want with our conscious mind, and that will therefore impress the subconscious mind into thinking about these things normally. So first, it's going to start off, well, we have to think of our ideals in a situation where we don't see any ideals or we might be discouraged. And using that, it'll be hard to think about things that we want if we're not used to it and if circumstances are different. But as we do it more and more and more, certain thoughts and visualizations and scenery in our mind will become normal to think about the things that we want. It'll become normal to think about playing some sort of water sport on the beach on a sunny day, if that's something that we really want to experience. At first, we'll have to kind of bend our mind to get it there, to feel it, that experience. But over time, the things that we like will naturally come about more and more in our mind. It'll be pleasurable to think about and make it very easy until we reach the point where thinking about these things is so normal for us, we couldn't not think about it. And these thoughts could be a harmonious life, higher elevated emotions, ingredients of love, passion, and things that we just enjoy because we enjoy it. And at the beginning, it's going to be hard, like I said, to think about things differently because we maybe have 20 years of patterning in our existence, and which is why we're here now. So what we're going to do is discipline, and a quote that's used in the books is, "I can be what I will to be." And we can use our will to become the person and to think about the things that we want. And there's no point in starting something like the Master Key System and not finishing or seeing it through. What we want to do is to make the most of it. We want to will ourselves, tell the I inside of us, use the I inside of us to tell our body to do things. We use the I inside of us, our consciousness, to tell ourselves what to think, what to view, what to see in the world, to bring about the circumstances and situations and goals that we want. The I in us is spiritual energy, and what we are doing is directing that spiritual energy to be in line with itself and in line with creation. And to be what I will to be, we'll find out that, it is much harder to control ourselves than it is to control a whole city or a kingdom or any other things to control. But controlling ourselves is probably one of the hardest things that we could ever try to do at all. So, but with practice, it comes about slowly. Why? Because we're willing our way into a direction that we want to be in. We are using our willpower, which is a gift. We have choice. We are aware. And reading this book and absorbing this information will make us more aware of our thoughts. What is actually going on here? Am I thinking about things in a pattern, a loop that I've been in for how many years? Or can I think a new thought? Can I react differently to change this circumstance that's been bothering me for how many years? Or to bring about better habits? So this book does recognize thinking as a spiritual activity. To influence the source of creative intelligence of existence is to do that through thought. And that's what we're doing here. with the Master Key System. What we're doing here is making ourselves full. We do want to get the things that we want. We want to reach our goals. We want to have a life of abundance, of excitement, of passion, of energy, of love. And that's what we're doing here. We cannot give if we don't have. And if we don't have high emotions, elevated emotions, energy, there's nothing for us to give. So to give ensures that we do receive the same in kind. What we give out is what we get back. So we're going to focus on what we can give and bring in and continue that cycle. Just like the tree, when the tree is receiving the water that it needs, the nutrients from the soil, the sunlight, it can give a home to animals, it can bear fruit, it can give shade, it can do so much, and it continues that cycle of giving and receiving, just like we are supposed to do through our service, through the work that we do. What we provide to other people on this planet will bring us back the things that we actually want once we give it out. But we have to be receiving. We can't give if we're empty. We have to embody these things, and this is part of the Master Key System. We do have to clear our mind and to seek the silence. So now is the practical application of the Master Key System. This is part 4, so there's a few steps that we've been going through, and each step should be done for a few days to a week to ensure that the habit, that we can do that as a habit, and it's normal for us, and we're getting used to, practicing these steps. There's no point in reading this book or knowing this information if we're not going to do it. So the first few steps were to sit in a room, quiet from 15 minutes to 30 minutes every day, take a seat in the dark, comfortable spot. That's one. Sitting still, and the next one was to inhibit all thought. And, we're not actually trying to do these things. We're not going to be able to inhibit all thought on the spot like that, but it's going to show us how many thoughts are racing to our mind. And the other one was to inhibit all motion in our body, to really relax ourselves. And by relaxing our body, we are slowing down, any tension. We don't want any tension in our body. So while we're sitting there, we're trying to inhibit all thought. We're relaxing our body, and relaxing our body will allow our energy to flow. Tension in the body is tight. It consumes energy. It takes energy. We want to relax and let our energy flow. Let our solar plexus share life force energy throughout our body. Let the blood flow. Let the air flow through the body. This is best operation when there's least tension in our body. And now for part 4 step is to let go of all negative emotions. So we're going to let go of grief, jealousy, envy, anything that we're holding on to. Anything that we're holding on to, we're going to consciously let go of it. We don't have to shove it anywhere. We don't have to destroy it. We don't have to outthink it. We just need to let go of these things. And while we're sitting there, while we're alone with our thoughts, seeking the silence, we're going to find out how these emotions are very compelling, and they reach and they tug at us and they influence our thoughts. But like I said, like it is mentioned in the chapter, part 4, I can be what I will to be. So if we have the willpower and we're using this, we're saying no, I can let these things go. Doesn't matter how much it maybe pierced my feelings or my emotions, or has this emotional, stamp on us, and it's very hurtful, we can let it go. And this is part 4. So each part we're going to be doing from a few days to a week, and now we're at part 4, so it's almost maybe a month into this practice, is to let go of these negative emotions, let them pass by, and sit in the silence with ourselves, relaxing our body, and trying to inhibit all thought, all movement. And that is the practical step for part 4. I hope you enjoyed this video, hope you get some value out of this, and the practice of the Master Key System is where the knowledge meets practical application in our lives to see these results. So I hope it's going well. Drop any questions, let me know what you think. We're going to continue on our journey with the Master Key System.